Hello and welcome to the Room of Requirement. My name is Megan and I have over 25 years of occult and esoteric research and practice. And today I'm going to be talking about mysticism. So over the years, I've practiced a lot of different things, a lot of different spiritual practices, went down a lot of different roads, and I ultimately ended up with mysticism. And I found that this was where I wanted to settle because this is where I experienced the most profound spiritual experiences I've ever had, practicing as a mystic. All of the things that I'm going to talk about today are various different ways that you can start out on the mystical path. It takes a lot of people quite some time to get to this point if they start out in the, occult realm or new age realm. And some people are lucky and they go straight into this, but I'm glad that I went through all of that because it made my experience in mysticism, Gnosticism, Christ consciousness a lot more well-rounded. And I'm really glad that I went down the road that I did because I'm able to understand this in a lot deeper way. So let's just jump right in and get started. Okay, so understanding mysticism. So there are various different types. I'm only going to touch on a few points today, but I just want to give you the idea of what mysticism is. So mysticism is a complex and often misunderstood concept that spans across various religions and spiritual practices. It involves the pursuit of achieving a direct personal connection with the divine or the ultimate reality. This exploration can lead to profound changes in perception, consciousness, and life experiences. Historical background. Mysticism has deep roots in history, with its presence noted in ancient civilizations, including those in Egypt, Greece, and India. It appears in religious traditions such as Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Judaism, each with its unique mystical expressions. In Christian mysticism, often associated with figures like Saint Teresa of Avila and Saint John of the Cross, Christian mysticism focuses on achieving union with God through prayer and contemplation. Islamic mysticism or Sufism. Sufis seek closeness to Allah through practices like meditation, poetry, as in the works of Rumi, and music. In Jewish mysticism or Kabbalah, Kabbalah explores the esoteric dimension of the Torah and seeks to understand the nature of God and the universe. Hindu mysticism involves practices such as yoga and meditation to realize the self's unity with the Brahman, the ultimate reality. In Buddhist mysticism, it emphasizes enlightenment through meditation and mindfulness, transcending the self to achieve nirvana. So I have practiced every single one of these. I started out with Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah, and started practicing ceremonial high magic. And that really kicked off my path to mysticism and Gnosticism, which I have found, like I said before, it's led to the most profound understanding and knowledge that, I could ever expect. Maybe I'll switch from this at some point. I don't know. Never say never. I learned that a long time ago to never say never, because I didn't even think that I would get to this point at all, where I would be practicing, any kind of Christian tradition, religion, or anything like that. But my favorite by far was probably the Jewish mysticism, because I have an occult background. And so that was really what kicked it off for me. So the key concepts: direct experience. At the heart of mysticism is the quest for direct experience of the divine. Unlike traditional religious practices that may focus on community worship and rituals, mysticism emphasizes personal spiritual experiences. Transcendence and unity. Mystical experience experiences often involve a sense of transcendence where one feels a connection to something greater than oneself. This can lead to a feeling of unity with all existence, breaking down the barriers between the self and the divine. Altered states of consciousness. Many mystical practices aim to alter the practitioner's state of consciousness. This can be achieved through meditation, chanting, mantras, fasting, or other spiritual exercises, allowing individuals to experience reality in a new and profound way. Mystical and spiritual practices. Mystical practices vary widely, but often include, and these are not all of them, but these are the ones that I do regularly in combination with others that I found are highly effective. So number one is meditation. So a practice of focusing the mind to achieve a heightened state of consciousness. So single point meditation has been the best for me. I've mentioned this in another video, but the best channel I found for this was at Ben Smith Real. He was taught by a divine avatar and a yogi, and he's practicing like the Hindu faith. His channel on meditation will tell you the right way to do it. I'm completely 100% self-taught. I never had a mentor. My mentor was books and videos and research and just endless quest for knowledge. And then I ended up coming across his channel. And for the first time, I started meditating properly. So I found the biggest growth in the shortest amount of time watching his channel. So definitely check that out. Okay, then there's contemplative prayer, a form of prayer aimed at fostering a deep connection with the divine. Then there's chanting and music. Also, mantras are really good. I highly, highly recommend using mantras, especially mantras that are Sanskrit mantras. The one that I use is Om Mani Padme Hum. And there's some other really famous ones. That one's just really easy for me to remember and pronounce. So just pick one that you can pronounce and it's easy to remember for you. But I highly recommend using mantras in your meditation. So chanting and music used in many traditions to elevate consciousness and connect with the divine. So for me, drumming, like shamanic drumming, it does it for me. It gets me into a really deep state. I also like listening to bees. I don't know why that works. For some people, it's like waves, like ocean waves. But that can really help you as well. If you're trying to get into deeper states. I've gotten into super deep meditative states listening to the humming of bees, believe it or not. So give that a try. Fasting is a practice that can purify the body and mind, preparing one for spiritual experiences. So fasting can be done in different intervals. Some people do 12, 24, 36. I've done 12 and 24 fasts. And I've actually, when I've done that, I noticed a huge spike in my psychic abilities when I do that. So it can really get you in altered states of consciousness if you do that. Of course, be mindful of any kind of medical needs that you have if you can't do that. But it does really work. The role of mystics. So mystics are individuals who have dedicated their lives to the pursuit of spiritual truths and often serve as guides or teachers in their communities. They are known for their wisdom, compassion, and ability to inspire others on their spiritual paths. Mysticism today. In today's world, mysticism continues to inspire those seeking deeper meaning in their lives. It invites individuals to explore their spirituality beyond the confines of organized religion, encouraging personal growth and transformation. As you delve into the world of mysticism, remember that it is a deeply personal journey that can lead to profound insights and greater understanding of the interconnectedness of all life. All right, so that's all I have for you today on mysticism. I just wanted to explain the differences between mysticism and occult practice and other New Age practices. Not that there's anything wrong with them. I've used them all. This is how I got to where I am. But I've experienced personally the most profound transformation and growth, rebirth, practicing the mystic way. I don't think, never say never, but I might stick with this because this is where it just feels the most truthful to me. It feels authentic. It feels like this is where I'm going to get the most growth. So if you're not practicing, the methods that I just used, I would suggest trying research in the esoteric world. And then that will give you some foundation to really understand mysticism and how it works. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this one. I will see you guys next time. Bye.